Hi everyone, good morning. So yesterday I went downtown and it was nice to be downtown. I really enjoyed it. I haven't been downtown since before COVID. It was nice to go back. I went into some of the old buildings I used to go to meetings to and that I organized events in. With HRPA, I used to volunteer for the law conference and I used to help to facilitate that. I also organized events there for TD Securities at St. Andrew's Club and Conference Center, at the Sheraton, and it was nice to just go down and walk around. There aren't a lot of people downtown still after COVID. I guess people are still either doing a hybrid or working from home, and the subway wasn't too full because I went in around lunchtime, but it was nice. I enjoyed it, and remembering some of the things that I did, organizing events that were not only for Toronto, but people were live streamed in to those meetings for TD Securities when I worked with the executive there. And then I walked around the path a little bit just to see some of the places. I went into First Canadian Place, down by BMO. I went past the food courts and into the Scotiabank area, and unfortunately the stupid harassment is still carrying on. People are still calling people and saying, oh, she's here, she's here. I'm like, whatever. That's why people leave Canada and they go live in England or they go live in Europe, because they don't want this kind of rubbish going on. And people, America's changed a lot, but people used to leave America, like Tina Turner and people like that, because there was no other way out. So you had to leave and go. I mean, it's ridiculous what's happening to me. And I was very upset when I came home. I had an upset tummy because I was enjoying the day and everything was going well until I got into the subway downtown. Just as I was going, they started calling. And I was like, this is ridiculous. It's too much. I mean, do people expect me? They did the same thing to my mother in Zimbabwe. And my mom used to just laugh it off and laugh it off. I don't laugh it off because it's not a joke. I've only got one life to live. And for me, it's not a joke. So I hope that the Muslim community will put a stop to this from Zimbabwe and South Africa, because I'm sick of it. I mean, all my dad's friends know me. I was never one to be open to marrying, except maybe in the Hindu religion at one time. I was not open to converting and changing my faith and all that. And I believe too strongly in the teachings of my church. So they can forget it. I mean, really and truly, they put you in a position where they make you financially poor so you can't say no. Their religion is a hypocrisy. I'm sorry. And even people like Salman Rushdie will tell you, why do you want to kill somebody for speaking against your religion? I mean, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, this is too much. Really and truly, it's too much. And my prayers were answered because Iran went and attacked Israel. Now all the Western nations will make sure that Iran learns its lesson. It's not going to end well for Iran and for the Muslim nations, because they can't just go around bombing places and doing whatever they want and thinking that it's okay. And Michael Levitt puts all these posts about, oh, you know, like, I wish the Muslims and Jews could live together. They'll never live together until they accept Christ. They won't. That's just the reality. In America, things are different. Why do you think they attacked all the economic powerhouses? They attacked the Twin Towers, they attacked the Pentagon, they attacked all the key points, because those are our financial institutions. Those are where we have our symbols of our wealth. And then they built that Shard. That Shard doesn't look anything like the Twin Towers and the Gherkin. Most people don't even like those buildings. And they built their caliphate. I mean, it's ridiculous. The divides are growing bigger and bigger between the rich and the poor in Canada. And I did everything on my own. And I'm saying this deliberately because apparently people think I'm delusional and I have mental health issues, which I don't. But I book my appointments on my own. I take the train on my own. I come back on my own. And I've been doing it for years. So there's nothing wrong with me. But I'm watching this news from Israel and Ukraine to see what's happening. And I'm watching it every day. I watch the Christian Broadcasting Network. They are taking priests and pastors and they are putting them in jail in some places. And the Christian communities are standing up to it. I mean, we don't need our churches and our schools to be policed unless there's a problem, which obviously there is now in Canada. I did a lot of volunteering with Michael Levitt and with Marco Mendocino and Justin Trudeau when they first came into power. And I made them aware of my concerns from the beginning. And Bill Morneau, they used to go every Friday to go pray with them. So, I mean, you can go and visit a place and you can go and do your political rallying. You don't have to go and pray with them. We don't believe in the same things they believe in. And you can find any Catholic theologian, you can find them on the internet, you can find them, they'll tell you. Our religions are opposite. Even having our hair long, not tying it up, all of that, those are freedoms that come out of the Christian religion. I don't tie my hair up when I go to work, I keep it long. I'm not working in the food industry. And I'm not cutting my hair again just to make them happy. I don't care, really and truly. And all those calls that were put through to Teleperformance, they did it through others. They'll get caught. And the police that were helping them, they'll also get caught. The investigative journalists will find out because it's not only happening to me. And when you tell a woman, don't report it, just do your work, there's something wrong with your company and there's something wrong with the society. Because that's not the way that Canada should be operating. It's not. Why do people come here then if that's what they want to do? To go around and cause unprovoked problems for people. They shouldn't come here. They should stay wherever they are so that they can do that. Go and break societies, kidnap women, take them, rape them, feed them drugs. God is going to punish them for what they did. And all the people that caused problems for me for 11 years, I hope them and all their children go through it. Because I didn't deserve it. And I don't care, even if my uncles, if they come and challenge me, I'll challenge them back. I told them. I didn't have my dad with me. You people always defend Jody and Jason and Junie and all of them. Who defends us? Who says, you know what, Anita, Belinda and Savio have made good decisions. And look at her, she's a graduate, and look at how well she's done. No, they put me down. I told my mom also, if they don't want to help, that's fine, but they actually had a responsibility to our family. Because Dad died when we were small. And she's like, so if they don't want to help, leave it. I said to her, yeah, leave it. But I want you to know my position and where I stand. I'm not going to back down this time. They wanted to meet my priest at my church when my aunt and uncle came, so I took them. And if they are keeping in touch with the priest and causing problems for me, that will also be found out. Because nobody has a right to take me and force me to get a psychiatric assessment, which they did. And nobody has the right to force me to take treatment. Those decisions are personal decisions between me and my doctor. And what my doctor did for me was very good. He should get the praise for it. He should get the support for it, for standing by me and allowing me to make those personal decisions. How do they know what would have happened to me if they had taken me and put me in Sunnybrook? If the more I refused, the worse the treatment would have probably gone. They'd have probably done electric shock treatments and all kinds of things on me. because they've done it to other women in Canada. It's nothing new. And I'm sick of it. So what happened, because of what happened yesterday, now I'm not going to stop. Because if I get a job downtown, I should be able to go downtown and walk around without people saying, Eddie, she's here. Or calling somebody and say, oh, she's here. I mean, it's ridiculous. And please don't tell me, oh, the Indian community is tight-knit, because I am not anyway tight-knit with any of them. I never was, and I probably never will be. I've always done my own thing, even in school, in high school. The friends I had, Shanaz, Domini, and Mina, they stuck together. I had my colored friends, my white friends, and even if I used to go and sit with them, they used to move off and go and do their own thing. I never got elected to be a prefect or a head girl or anything in high school, because the families who had the money and the families who had the connections, they got put into those positions. That whatever I've done in Canada, I've done on my own, and I'm not going to give anybody else the credit, because I had to do it by myself. And I didn't have anybody to lean on. I didn't have a husband or a partner or a boyfriend or a girlfriend that kept in touch with me to see how my studies were going and how I was doing. My mother even didn't keep in touch with me like that. The only time I used to contact my mother is that I was going to be working very, very late. Like when I worked at Stericycle and they kept me there until midnight. I was the last one, and I told them, I need to finish early because I'm on my own. They deliberately kept me late. So I reported it to Randstad. And then I phoned my mom the next day to tell her that I got home safely. So there's no consideration for a woman and what a woman needs and what works for a woman. We must all be treated the same way. I have had enough of it, and I don't hold back with Michael Levitt because I did a lot for him. Marco Mendocino wouldn't even meet with me when I was having all these harassment problems, and he was my MP. He should have met with me, sat with me, had a discussion with me, found out what my side of the issue was. He couldn't be bothered. I won't hold back with Michael. I even told him he should leave the Liberals. He should leave them and join the Conservatives. They flip-flop, flip-flop. You should go to King Charles and tell him, oh, you know, for the sake of the security of Canada, you should demand that there should be every support in place to support the Israeli people. I told him on LinkedIn. Because we are still under King Charles. Many of us wish we were not. But we are still under King Charles, and we pledge an allegiance to the King. We are part of the Commonwealth. So people mustn't think that they can come here and cause problems for the Jews and the Catholics and the Christians and think that everything will just be ignored, because it will not. We are under the King's rule. And under the King's rule, the Muslims do not have a right to do what they're doing to us. And they do not have a right to do what they're doing to me. Because I fall under that constitution. And I know my rights, I know my responsibilities. I don't cause problems for anyone, and I don't want anyone causing problems for me. Even at Teleperformance, when those girls were sitting and using their phones in the training, the trainer told them 3 or 4 times, you're not allowed to bring your phones in. Oh, I'm fasting, this, that. Put your phone away. If it was me, they would have fired me on the spot. And I can tell you that now. They kept them. They're all working with the best clients. And I'm sitting at home, waiting for my next opportunity. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And all those analysts that I worked with at Credit Suisse, I hope they're giving the executive hell, because the executive helped to coordinate those calls that were put through to harass me and to hurt me. And I'm tired of it. And if my cousins can't get the executive assistant jobs I had, or they can't get the roles I had, why don't they come and talk to me if they need help? And ask me. I've never turned anybody away that's come to me for advice or help. instead of lifting me up and helping me to get into an executive assistant role, helping me to get into something that's my forte, they're hurting me. I mean, it's ridiculous. I've had enough of it. And now, because of what happened yesterday, I'm not going to stop. They should not have called it in when I got onto the subway. I didn't see the place there where you're supposed to scan your card. I went down looking for it, and then I came back up and I asked the guard, like, where's the thing? Because I didn't see it. I said, is it this one on the wall? He said, yes. Then I scanned my card. I'm tired of it. I've had enough. They should even put those things inside the trains so that people can scan their cards if they forget. They're fining people up to 5,000. What if somebody forgets and they get onto the train? I give up. I give up with this country. I give up because I've told them over and over and over what is happening to me, and they don't want to listen. Oh, they like her, they like her. So if you like somebody, so you get lawyers put onto them, you get the police put onto them, you call them to the police station, you intimidate them, you harass them, and then you tell the church you like me. I mean, it makes no sense. When I left TD, I left on good terms with everybody. And I left because my position was eliminated. I didn't do anything wrong. And I got that position at TD on my own through an agency. It's not like the executive wanted to let me go, but they didn't have a choice. And now, 17 years later, I still can't get an executive assistant job. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And people shouldn't say to me, oh, sometimes people will meet at work. I don't care who meets at work. Let them do whatever they like at work. I don't care. It's got nothing to do with me. As long as they respect the company's policies and we all treated the same way, that's fine with me. But don't keep people on the job who are using their phones blatantly, openly in the training, and meanwhile they can't fix my ID, so I'm sitting at home waiting for an opportunity. I mean, it's ridiculous. And don't tell me that it's not discrimination. It is, because they favor the Muslims and the Hindus in this country. And I'm always the one that's on the receiving end of all the crap. I'm tired of it.